Hello everyone, this is Diksha. I am part of University of Action team, and this video is a first stage of 3-stage group leaders training program, which would be followed by a mock and then a training document. Imagine a train. For Miraculous, group leaders are the engine of that train because they support each and every member in reaching their desired milestone. So let's look at being a group leader. What's an opportunity for you? Being a group leader, you get powerful insights and tools to increase your effectiveness in all areas of your life. As T. Harv Eker quotes, how you do anything is how you do everything. So being an effective group leader in Miraculous, you become an effective leader in all areas of your life. So when sometimes things don't work the way we want, we blame our circumstances or the people around us. So today, how about taking charge of your life and carving your own destiny? Being a leader, you become more confident, you gain respect, you build powerful teams, and you also get recognition and acknowledgement from other people. To make all this available, we have certain expectations from you to which you are accountable if not fulfilled. We expect that you drive your team in such a manner that all your group members complete their target, their sheets are updated before the call, and you lead the call as described in the call training document. So this is the checklist that you need to adhere while you are in the structure. So I'll be taking you through the Miraculous Group Leaders checklist, starting with the things that we need to complete while we are at the event. So number 1, you need to share the contact details of the new members, their phone and their email ID with the team leader. This will help you to be in communication with the new members who are there in your group. Number 2, make sure all the members have buddy. So each member should have been allocated a buddy before they leave from the event. Number 3, set up weekly call time with all the group members and give it to the team leader. So this will help you while you have taken the consent of all the members for a given time. This will save a lot of your time in the upcoming weeks, and everybody will be aligned to a one single time. Number 4, get each member's goal setting sheets filled and signed by their current buddy as well as the previous buddy. So this is important so that we know that the previous buddy also knows what targets the person is taking, which would help him take him forward in his goals. Number 5, explain the rules of Miraculous to the new members and the guests. So there are certain rules and guidelines we follow while we are being a part of Miraculous. So we need to ensure that the new members and the guests who have joined in knows those rules and they follow those rules. And lastly, explain the group calls rules to the new members and guests. So while they are on the group call with us, they should know that what are the things that need to be kept in mind while they attend the call. So these are the things that you need to do while you are at the event. Now there are certain monthly to-do things that you need to do while you are being a GL. Starting with that you need to get the sheets filled weekly by every Wednesday, latest by 10 p.m. You attend the group call training if you have not attended it so far. You create your assistant group leader in case you, the GL, if you miss any of the call, if you miss any of your group call or the team leader's call. So your assistant group leader needs to be trained so that he can take the call on your behalf. Make sure the new members knows how to use the Excel spreadsheet and his or buddy is supporting him in doing so. So as our targets are tracked on the Excel sheet, so it is very important that all the members should know how to use it. Fifth, share the call details with new members the team members at least 12 hours before the call. This also works as a reminder for the call, so it has dual purpose. And lastly, create a private WhatsApp group of all your group members. So mostly there are 6 members in a team. So you have a private WhatsApp group of all those 6 members, which will help you be in communication with your team, as well as you can share your proofs of the targets on this group. So apart from that, there are certain guidelines of the call that you will take. The monthly group call that you're going to lead. So number 1, you need to conduct the group call according to the script that you will be given the training on. So it is important that you match up with the script, right, and the timelines that are mentioned in the script. Number 2, all the necessary components of the group calls, that are the critical goal sharing of each member. You hold to account the people who are not performing. You empower them in their breakdowns, and you share your own stories or the stories of others and create the context on the call. So these are the major 4 components of a call that must be there in each call. Number 3, you avoid one-on-one conversation. So sometimes what happens that people get exaggerated on their one area, and we sometimes focus on that area and that person more, and the time gets passed. So we want to make sure if there is such case, then you take that separately on a different call and follow the script as it is designed to be, so that the time of the other people is also utilized. And there are certain general guidelines, that is, if a member is asking for a target change, that sometimes happen, so you cannot change it of your own. You need to have consent of your team leader and take alignment of that target change, and then only you can do so, not otherwise. We're going to focus on how to take the group calls more effectively and precisely. So every month we have 4 group calls, and each call should last for a maximum of 35 minutes. To make things easy and simple for you, we have divided the call process in 5 main steps that are the main building blocks of every call, which I will be sharing with you. So to begin with, the call 1. So the call process for call 1 would go by: step 1. You welcome and introduce the new guests and members. So there would be certain new guests in your team and the members. So we interact with all of them and welcome them on the call. This should take a maximum of 1 minute. Step 2. In this, we will do the sharing with all the members. We will discuss everyone's targets and the difficulty level, so that you have clarity on the goals, and if you have any doubts on that, you can clarify on the first call itself. You identify the most critical targets and mark it on your sheet. So the critical targets of all the members, you should have them on your sheet. This process would take a maximum of 18 minutes. So you have to give 3 minutes to each player, including yourself. Step 3. You have to have a promise date. So what we mean by that is that make sure that everyone has given dates for each target completion. So every target should have a date of completion, and the dates should be before the 3rd week ending. So we keep the 4th week as a buffer, and we try and complete all our targets by 3rd week. That's our goal, and this should take a maximum of 6 minutes. So Averagely, you will be giving 1 minute per person for their sharing on their target completion date. Step 4. This would be the most critical step of the entire call, because here we are going to do the context creation, that what value they will get out of the call. So if you have done the group leaders training and workshops, you can create the context yourself, or if you have not done that so far, you can dial in *0 and ask the operator to play the recording for you. So the context would be created by the team leader on that recording itself, and you wouldn't have to do so. This process would take a maximum of 5 minutes. And step 5, which is the final step, is the learning. So ask everyone to share in one line what they got out of the context that was created on the call. In this, everyone should get a chance to share their views in just one line on their views on the context that was built in the call. This should take a maximum of 5 minutes. Now, since this is the first call of the week, so it might get a little longer, but you have to ensure that the entire call ends by 35 minutes and should not go beyond that. The same way, the call process for call 2, we are going to follow the same steps, the same 5 steps. However, we are going to focus on the promise date, which is going to be revised in this call. So the date that they committed that they will do their targets, you have to check on that day. If anyone has not completed, take a fresh date for that particular target. Again, you have to ensure that this process should not exceed more than 6 minutes. And rest of the call will follow as it is designed, that you're going to create the context after that and do the learnings by taking one line sharing with them. Call 3, the sharing, that is the step 2, is the most critical part in the call 3rd. Although this is not the last call, but this is the second last call of the month. So here the team leader asks all the members who did not complete their targets on why the targets are not complete, and if there is no progress, ask them to seek support from the group. You may get very straight and blunt about the targets if they are not done, and you have to stop listening to any excuses if they are coming up, because sometimes the excuses are very real for the people, but you have to identify as a group leader that is it an excuse that you might consider, or it is just to get away with the targets. So you might have to confront people who are not doing their targets, and excuses are a big no. So earthquake or someone getting sick, that is still an excuse for us. Ask them to find a way, anyhow, just find a way. When you feel any member won't be able to complete the target, send the message to the group leader and the secretary for support. So this would be the flow for call 3, and rest of the call would again go by taking the fresh promise date for the target completion, creating the context on that call, and taking the one-liner sharing for them. Now the final call, which is the 4th call of the month. So as a group leader, this is going to be your final call. So here you may have a little fun on the call, chit chat with your members. You may acknowledge each other for the entire month for supporting each other. However, keeping in mind all the members who may be in breakdown, or for the people whose targets are still not complete. So here we may directly involve the team leader and ask all the members who have not completed their targets on why their targets are not complete. And if there is no progress, ask them to seek support in the group and team again. So here the focus remains on the group, that they share all their incomplete targets and seek support from wherever they can. So when you feel that any member won't be able to complete any goals, send the message to all the groups seeking support. And you may also explain their situation on the group, on what specific support you may require from them, because until you go out and ask for support, you might not get it. So it's a good idea to go out and be unreasonable and try and complete your targets 100% no matter what. You need to start demanding from the groups and the team. We are all there to support, so make full use of it. So, and then the rest of the process would again follow up by creating the context and finally the sharing at the end. Here you may ask all the team members to share how was the complete month for them and what new achievements or what breakthroughs they have caused in the month. So this is how our calls are going to go. If at any point you still feel that there is something that you want to ask us, University of Action team is always there to support you. Thank you so much for your participation. We will also make you practice a mock session for leading the call effectively and precisely. Still, if at any point you have any clarification, University of Action team is there to support you. So we wish you all the best. Welcome to being a group leader with Miraculous. Welcome aboard.